Hey Pisceans, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your March general reading here. But first things first, a very happy birthday season to ya. Yes, happy birthday. Lovely moon goddesses and gods that you are. So about this meditation that I just had for you guys, it was really cool. So I heard the song Art Teacher by Rufus Wainwright. I believe it's on his album Want To, I think. Anyway, it was nighttime. It was starry skies. And I was taken to like a sort of art gallery opening. And it felt like you as the Piscean collective were premiering yourself as a work of art. Very interesting. I saw you guys like allowing yourself to be painted like into a portrait, and then taking that portrait and hanging it up on the wall for everyone to see and admire, and you being your own biggest fan and saying that for this time I am my own greatest work of art. I feel like there's an aspect here of, on one hand, acknowledging, right, your art, your artistic self, your art form, your artful beauty, the art that you do, the art that you are, how you see the world, and how that's its own art form. There's really this beautiful, distinctive energy. You know how stars, because I saw the starry sky, and I saw, everyone, they look up at the stars, right? And there's an aspect of you allowing others to look upon you, right? Allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to be acknowledged for your beauty and your art form and who and what you are and your beautiful heart and what you bring to the world. It's like Pisces appreciation time, which makes sense because it is your birthday season, but there is an aspect of allowance here, right? And you're being asked to really be your own biggest fan, promote yourself, allow yourself to be seen, heard, felt, acknowledged, allow others to see you. And there's a vulnerability in that, right? Because it's like, well, what if people see me who I really am and then I'm rejected or they don't get, but see, here's the tea. As you allow people to truly see who you are, then you end up only left with the people who can truly appreciate you for the real you. That's the thing about Pisceans too, is that you guys are amazing on a lot of different levels. But there can be, because there's a shadow aspect to every sign, honey, right? Shadow aspect to every energy. But a shadow aspect to Pisces is that they can be people pleasers and end up, conforming to fit, the mold. They're conforming to fit what other people want. They can sense what other people need or expect really intrinsically. And so sometimes they can edit or shift or form themselves to fit what that other person wants because they're so empathically tapped into it. I feel like you're being invited to be more of an Aquarian for this time period. You do have the age of Aquarius working within for you, but it's like you're being invited to kind of separate yourself from the wants and needs of others. Allow yourself to be seen and appreciated as you are in all of your raw beauty and raw form. There's something about that. All right, let's see what your animal energy is, Pisces. Let's do it. But of course. So we have the gazelle here. I'm living for this, and it so lines up so perfectly with the meditation. So the gazelle, let's talk about this. First of all, this equates to a 9 of Pentacles energy, which is very much what I saw in the meditation, right? That's about the work that you do, entrepreneurship. This is being there with and for yourself. This is doing work with and for yourself that you can be really proud of because it's all you. Right? Not that it didn't take some teamwork getting there in some way, shape, or form, but this is the work that you do that you can be proud of. This is being financially independent, successful. This is you being recognized for the work and the art that you do. Literally, this is what I saw in the meditation. And what's fascinating about this as well is that the shadow side of the gazelle is fear. Right? Because they're in a kind of continued state of alertness because of their place in the, biology chain and everything. Like their biological imperative. Look at these big ears, right? They're there so that they can hear trouble, a predator, right? Way off and then redirect their course and run to safety, right? Shadow aspect of this being fear. We were just talking about fear and allowing yourself to be seen and maybe rejected for who you really are. And this is about kind of moving away from that and going, you know what? This is the work that I do. This is my art form. This is who I am. This is how I feel. This is what I really think. This is how I really want to dress. This is the job that I really want to do. This is what I really want to eat. This is what I really want to whatever. And allowing that to be seen to the forefront, allowing those who have a problem with that or don't get you or aren't a natural fan to bid them adieu. Right? Nine of Pentacles indeed. Wow. All right, Pisceans. Birthday realness. Let's see what's going on. Hanged Man, major arcana right off the bat. So, Hanged Man, this is a flip in perspective. I'm sensing a theme. This is a flip in perspective. This is taking the time out. This is Odin hanging from the world tree for 9 days and nights in order to acquire wisdom, right? This is taking the time out to flip your perspective and see something differently, right? And this is interesting too because a lot of I'm about halfway through these readings and perspective has been an overall theme, right? So this is interesting this is coming up in this way because we're talking about how you see yourself and allowing others to see you, to invite them into the real party. How is fear holding you back? In what way, shape, or form? Are you hiding? Are you editing? Are you conforming? Or are you letting your freak flag fly for all to see? That is the light side of Aquarius energy. That is a fully evolved, healed Aquarius. When they're letting their freak flag fly, and if you don't like it, that's all right. You go do you. You lovely little muggle. Right? But this is Harry Potter flying on, in the magical car with Ron Weasley over the muggles' houses without the invisibility function on. Right? I'm hearing reconsider your options or reconsider your modus operandi, reconsider your operating manual, something about how you do things or the way that you go about something. Wow, Pisces. You got the Devil here, so 2 majors. Remember, majors denote, destined events, big happenings, soul growth potential, right? The Devil is Capricorn energy here. This has a lot to do with entrapment or addictions or going about something in a way that comes from fear-based decisions as opposed to love-based choices, right? So this is very interesting too because we have the Lynx here. And Lynx medicine is about secrecy, not privacy. Privacy, I love privacy, honey. Yes, privacy all day, every day. Secrecy is different though. Secrecy festers. Secrecy can be poisonous, right? Secrecy is not healthy. Very different from privacy, right? What aspects of yourself are you keeping hidden? Are there secrets? Are there things that want to be brought into the light, to the forefront, right? Now, what's interesting about this too is the rabbit here. Let's talk again about fear, about the light and the shadow side of everything. The light side of rabbit energy is fertility, abundance, multiplicity. The fear side of rabbit energy is fear and self-fulfilling prophecies, right? I feel like you are being asked to step outside of your conditioning or step outside of your preconceived limitations and know freedom and know an existence, an experience that's unlike what you've known before. I'm seeing the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's interesting because if you think about the archetype of the artist, it's a solo path. Right? The artist is often ahead of their time. It's a very vulnerable work. They're putting themselves out there for rejection on a regular basis, but it's also how they see, heal, and perceive the world. It's how they make their piece of the world better through their art. 2 of Cups here, y'all. We've been talking about allowing yourself to be seen, and those who don't get you, bid them adieu, and really surrounding yourselves and opening the door and making room for your soul partners who really understand, appreciate, and, deservedly adore you. They really get you. This is what this is with the 2 of Cups. This is soul connections. This is a connection or connections, right? This could be a group of people, right? This could be soul tribe, right? Who you do not have to edit yourself for, dumb yourself down for, or change a thing. This is what you're being called to align with. Stunning. This also speaks of the relationship you have with and for yourself as well, right? What does RuPaul say? If you don't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? All right, Hangman. Yeah. Oops. I'm moving everything about. Y'all, it shifted like this. You can't see. I literally have this camera like on a stack of Vogue magazines. Oh my God. Super professional over here at Lady Crow headquarters. Okay, look. To clarify, the Hanged Man key is the Two of Swords. You know what? This is pretty much the minor arcana version of this major, right? This is saying the same thing in a slightly different way. So Two of Swords, look at the moon here for y'all. The Two of Swords is taking a time out to gather more information in order to make an informed decision. This is also taking the time to merge together your heart and your head for a conference. So you have all the information that you can, acquire from your brain and your heart body, right? You're being asked to pause it down, but to spend this time within an inner movement and stillness, because I feel like there's an opportunity here energetically that is going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone. The Devil. So I feel like this is sort of a diagnostic in how to allow for that, yeah? Did you see that boopity boop bop bop? Justice. Love it, right and tight. Justice key. I love the Justice key. So this is beautiful Libra energy. This is everything being exactly as it's meant to be and balanced and fair, right? I really am picking up on this fear. I'm picking up on a fear very distinctly of I won't be accepted, I won't be understood, or what if I try and I fail, or what if I commit, what if I don't have the energy it takes, what if I don't have the whatever. You are being invited to send some love to whatever that is and release it. You know what I'm getting with this too, because it's interesting, because justice also has to do with legal matters and contracts and, fairness, right? But there's something in there's a method called the Grotowski method, which is a movement training for actors. And within the Grotowski method, there's this concept of the inner judge, right? And we say, if you were able to name your inner judge and determine its source, you can shut it up, right? So for example, if you are in a line of work that you, especially if you're an entrepreneur and work for yourself, because Giselle is very much entrepreneur, or if you have an idea that you haven't quite gotten off the ground, or you are trying to embrace a life of singleton, but you're finding it difficult, whatever this is for you. Let's say that you keep hearing this inner voice that says, you're never going to succeed at doing that. Don't even try. It's better never to try than to try and fail, right? It's not worth the risk. Let's say you keep hearing a voice like that. So observe yourself in those moments. That the road to transformation and change lies in self-observation, right? So observe your thoughts. Observe those thoughts and go, wait a minute. Hey, you there. Who I keep hearing this. Close your eyes and allow yourself to see a vision of who's saying that. You might be very surprised at the person that you see that's assigned to that inner thought, that inner judge, right? It might be your third grade teacher, for example, who's very hard on you and just implanted in you this thing of like, you're no good, you're going to fit, right? I'm telling you, do this exercise if this resonates. Because of those inner voices, if you observe them and then give them a face and a name, that's how you heal it, by confronting it. And going, hey, Miss Hunter, why are you saying that? Let's work this out. Oh, I just heard a crow caw. I don't think you heard that. I just heard a crow caw out my window. Right? Or maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your mom saying that, and it's stuff from right that you got to face. That inner judge, give it a name and a face. That is the way to healing this, right? Judge, justice, devil, and free yourself from those self-perceived limitations and those inner demons that, want to be healed and released so that you can reach your fullest and true potential. Okay? Okay. I hope you guys can hear those crows. Okay, Two of Cups. Yes, indeedy. Ooh, The Fool on the bottom there, gotta love that. Seven of Cups to clarify the Two of Cups here. Interesting. So the Seven of Cups is about optionality. It's about potential. It can lead to a bit of overwhelm and confusion as well, right? But at the end of the day, this is always my virtual reality situation where it's like there is really no wrong answer. It's just about, aligning yourself to whichever cup, making a decision from a place of instinct, right? But also from love and faith and hope and not fear, not choosing a cup because it's a smart cup or because it's what someone else would choose for you, right? But this is all of these cups are potential paths, right? They're choices that pave the path ahead also, interestingly enough. So when you look at it within this context with the Two of Cups, and we're talking about allowing everything to fall away from you out of your atmosphere that doesn't align with your truest self, that's brilliant that it's coming up to clarify the Two of Cups, which is about allowing yourself to be seen, but also, embracing and allowing for an inner and outer harmony. Again, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else, right? If you don't truly see yourself, how can you allow yourself to be seen? You're really being asked to take a risk, right? And she's been coming up a lot of these readings too, is Brene Brown. Allowing yourself to take a risk and be vulnerable, right? But there is a fear here that wants to be transmuted and released, right? And I feel like on the other side of this is a lot of potential around, standing within your own power, about aligning with work that you really love, becoming financially abundant, and becoming a vibrational match to what it is you desire. But there is this feeling of this is a diagnostic, right? On how to move through these feelings, give it a name, right? Face it. And so that I don't want to even say that you can transmute it, so that you can acknowledge it and then choose something different. Open up the energy, right? Allow the entryway for something different, right? Fear is a block to happy manifestation. There's a lot of subcategories within that, right? There's a lot of subcategories, right? We say fear is a block to manifestation. What's an example? Lack of self-worth. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. You are not going to manifest anyone in a partnership that is of your highest and best good if you have that wound to heal. You're going to attract people to help you heal that wound by attracting people that tell you you're not good enough and you're not worthy. Do you see what that is? That like attracts like? You're being asked to align within your own, who you are inherently, the great creator that you are, and be your own biggest fan, and then watch and see what happens as a result of being your own biggest fan. Fascinating. And what better time to do it other than your birthday, right? Let's get an oracle for y'all. There's some stuff from the past here that wants to be healed or remedied. It just wants to be done. Just consider that. Oh God, I can't. Power, volcanoes, number 9. 9 of Pentacles. Hello, goodbye, hello again. Power, volcanoes. What have we been talking about this entire time? And look at with the colors here. See how they're the same? These are the lower chakras, right? This rules, money, stability, where and how we live, security, right? Our bodies, our solar plexus chakra, our self-confidence, how we perceive the world. All of that stuff. You are being asked, I said this before, to step into your power and be your own biggest fan, and then watch and see what you align with and manifest as a result of doing that work and allowing for that. And let me just be clear, with these readings, right, and with this reading, this is an invitation and a manual and a how-to, right, of how to engage with the energy that is coming up for you in order to manifest what it is you desire within the highest potential of the given energy at the time. Right? It is up to you. If you're listening to this and you're going, yeah, it resonates, but I just don't feel like this is the time for me to do any of that. I'm still healing stuff. I want to stay in my shell, or I want to stay where I am and, right, just let this one go by. That's okay. That's okay. Right? This is not a thing where it's like, oh, it's coming and it's gone and you lost your chance. No, it just means that it's not the right time for you, and maybe it's within your path to hear this, right? And remember, that's why these readings are timeless too, because time is fluid, right? I'm getting a message for you not to feel pressure around this or to feel like there's a ticking time clock either, right? Allow yourself to be kind and patient with yourself while observing yourself and going, I can be kind and patient with myself, but at the same time, love myself enough to take steps, even if they're baby steps, to move forward and remove from me any old based past fear or judgment that is keeping me from truly being happy and standing within my own power. Your power lies in your independence. Your power lies in being your own biggest fan. Your power lies in being unabashedly exactly who you are, without self-editing or without compromise. That's what you're being asked to do. And guess what? This is not kindergarten soul level work either. This is not a situation where it's like, a young soul and it's like, hey, no. This is homework for souls that have been here a time or two. You could be even feeling a certain sense of soul weariness, right? Especially if you were born during the balsamic moon phase, especially. But if you're feeling a sense of soul weariness, you're feeling like, wow, it's just a lot, and I just feel like, right? You can honor that, right? But at the same time, acknowledging that you are here to have a human experience, and ask yourself, if I were to, not to get too overly morbid with you, but if I were to die tomorrow, how would I feel about my time here on earth? How would I feel about the risks I didn't take? How would I feel about my own timetables, right? If you were to die tomorrow, what would you feel good about leaving behind and having done? And what would you feel like, dang, if I'd known, I would have gotten out of my own way about this. I would have sent that email. I would have given time to this. I would have broken through that fear. I would have challenged myself to rise to an occasion that I haven't known before, but that I'm believing I have the potential around, right? I'm also really drawn to like the nudity here and the no hair, and we're talking about vulnerability and being exactly who you are without editing. So there's a book, and this book is coming through for y'all too, called Women Who Run with the Wolves, and it's by Clarissa Pinkolas Estes. And let me tell you something, if you haven't read that book, please do. If you feel called to do so. That really talks about the wild woman. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, it's just feminine energy, right? It's the wild woman archetype. And she talks about within the wild woman archetype how self-decorating is a beautiful privilege and honor and beautiful part of engaging within a feminine energy, but also allowing for aspects of yourself to be a true wild woman or a wild person or a wild man engaging within a similar energy, right? Which says, no, I'm not going to, edit or put on the, this is no shade, this is no judgment. But if you are in a position where you feel the need to put a lot on to look a certain way, or you feel the need to hold yourself to a certain schedule so that you look or appear or act or uphold a certain standard, you're being called to really acknowledge that and go, why am I doing this? How does it serve me? Does it disserve me in any way? And just gathering that information, right? Allowing yourself to become really self-aware around that, right? Let me give you a quick example, just as an example. If you are, I'll make it about me. I'll make it about me briefly. So I went through a period in my life where I was in the not a period, it was my whole life, for most of my life, where I was in the entertainment industry. And during that time, I allowed myself to conform to how I should look based on that particular part of the entertainment industry, right? I had to have my hair a certain way. I dyed it. I had to restrict eating. I had to go to the gym like an insane amount, all to fit within this mold of this job that I felt, quote, called to do. Now, during these years, I attracted, romantic partners that valued, right, me within that conformed idea of what conventional beauty was. And as a result, that none of these things worked out, because all I wanted from a soul perspective was someone to love and appreciate me without all of that rigorous attention to my physical appearance. I was like, God, I just want to attract someone who would think that I'm perfection with no makeup, no dyed hair, no hair extensions, no, 7 days a week, 2 hours a day at the gym life. That's the best example I can think to give you, is because who you are inherently from a soul perspective, that wild woman or wild person archetype, exists outside of the confines of what either society, your family, or yourself have placed upon you. And you're being asked to literally break, that could be for you, has nothing to do with your physical appearance. This could have to do with how your relationship to your work. I'm engaging in this line of work because it's a smart choice. It's what my family wants. It's what whatever. It's what my ego wants, right? You're being asked to strip down naked within for yourself, okay? Within for yourself, and become clear and honest about what's there, what's going on underneath the hood. Because what's on the other side of it's what's underneath the hood that is the key to your abundance and happiness, right? It's not conformity. It's originality. You being your original unabashed self. That's where it is. Whoop, that's where it is, right? All right, Pisceans, this was something else. Remember, fire is also about transformation, right? And remember, volcanoes acquire pressure and then they explode, right? Something to that as well. All right, my darling Pisceans, this was your March general reading. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please do let me know in the comments below, because I love reading your comments. I'm wishing you guys a happy and beautiful and blessed birthday season. Thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, and most of all, and especially after this reading, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.